Hi everyone, welcome back to something or
Nothing podcast. Welcome to another episode. And today, as you see in the background, sort of promoting, but I don't know,
not officially.
not officially. Okay, so for this episode, you have a specific topic to talk about, and mostly related to Mr. Frank over here. It's about development. So the title is Things I Wish I Knew Before Starting
Web development.
web or app development. Okay. So, first question from me. When did you start developing?
When?
Yeah, when did you start? Your official, if official.
Official, like I'm getting paid to do it, or like actually like the first time I started coding anything.
Okay, maybe it's first time you ever like started coding.
First time I ever started coding, I think was in like my last year in high school. So a very long time ago.
How long? Is it long? Like 20 years ago?
No,
Yeah, this guy is hiding his age. Everybody.
maybe like 15 years. No, maybe.
15 years ago in high school. What do you mean? Like
No,
last year?
No, that's not correct. It's not correct. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe 12 years ago. Yeah, something like that.
Damn, this guy's old, bro.
Huh?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
I'm not. I'm very young. We had to make like a website for our small enterprise that we had to launch for high school. So I created like a small website, and I had no idea how to code. Like I don't even know like how do you make websites, like what goes into it, how to buy a domain name. Like I did not know any of these things. I actually did not buy a domain name. I got a free one because back then you could, I think .gg is like a domain extension that you can get for free, and then I like chose my domain name, and then it was my domain name .gg. And it was for free you could use it for free for like 4 months or something.
I'm too young for this.
Yeah, so like I made a website and like I made it completely free, so I did not have to pay anything for it.
I think we should get right into the topic.
Okay. So the first question, do we answer the title of the video or do we like ignore it and then go into
Okay. It's a thumbnail. It's a clickbait. So wait until we at the end.
Okay.
I actually have. Well, I'm not sure if I should do it now or no, but maybe I should have. I have some question I saw on the internet, and there is like they're talking about the myth and fact about web and app development.
Right.
I'll ask you. No, I not ask. I'll say the sentence, and you tell me the answer. Is it a myth or it's a fact?
Oh, I'm not sure if I will be able to.
It should not be difficult.
Okay, let's try it.
So the first one, they said web development is very costly. Is it myth or fact?
It's two-sided actually. I would say the development is like the actually doing things. It's not costly, but the person doing it is costly.
Okay, because it's a service.
Yeah, so you pay a lot for like the people's knowledge.
But hold on, like you're talking about like a custom-made website, right? But let's say we're using Wix or Squarespace. It's not cost a lot.
Okay, the thing is, it costs a lot of time because you need to learn all about this stuff. So like for even when you use Wix, like Webflow or like any of these like website builders, these platforms, they make it easy. They make it very easy for like regular like everyday people to like go into it and like have like click a template, put in some content, and then bam, you have a website. But is it gonna be effective for what you need? Is it gonna do like what you need it to do? So like to be able to like figure all those things out, you need to dive into like articles, you need to learn about it, and like this takes a lot of time. SEO, like someone that does not know anything about websites, if you tell them you need to optimize your SEO, like what does that even mean?
let's say I have a budget of like $3,000. Do you recommend me to find someone expert to custom make my website, or should I go with like a pre-made template website and work out
like
from there?
It's not only dependent on your budget. It's dependent on what you want to accomplish. Like, what do you want to do?
But budget also important is the first.
Yeah,
place,
budget is important for sure too. You need to have a budget for sure. Like you can make a website for free too. When I first started, I made a website for free.
But I mean, because we know each other, right? But like someone, let's say I don't know you and stuff, and I want like a very nice looking website that is like functional and cool looking as well, and I only have the budget
then you
of $3,000.
If this is the goal, you want something custom, you want something unique, you want something to like attract attention, right? You cannot go and like pick a template, because templates other people use it, so it's gonna be like. It's like getting a tailor suit, like a tailor Italian suit, instead of like going to Zara and like buying a suit in Zara. Like a lot of people buy suits from Zara, you know, and they're good looking suits. They're nice, you know, but it's not gonna be It's not gonna be like tailor made. It's not gonna attract attention like the way you would want it to be, if that's the goal of like what you want.
So you think having like a budget of $3,000, is it enough to hire someone decent to work on a custom website?
Again, it depends. Like, does the website have e-commerce? Does the website have like blogs? Like, is there gonna be video? Like, how much is the usage going to be? Like, is it payment integration? Like, there's like so many aspects that go into it. There's like very difficult to define.
Let's say I wanted to launch my like sportwear, so it's e-commerce website, right?
Yeah. And you building it on top of like a Shopify platform, or you
It doesn't matter as long as I can like, you know, customize some elements that I want inside there. You think it's like enough, or?
I mean, yeah, you can have like a website made for $500 as well. Like, there's people that are willing to do it. So yeah, definitely you can do it. But is it enough? Like, in what terms? Like, is it gonna be the most unique website you've ever seen, or is it gonna be like the most converting website ever? I don't think it's enough. No.
Define the most converting website. You say, what do you mean by converting?
So when developing websites, there is a lot of time that goes into actually testing and like optimizing the website for conversion, which is the ultimate goal of e-commerce websites, is having people buy your stuff, right? So platforms like Shopify, they invest like a lot of time into optimizing things that they can optimize. But then there is also things that you need to optimize as well as like the business. Like for instance, the pictures that you upload for like showcasing your products. Like it will influence like if people will buy it or not. If they see, oh, this is quality, this is what I want, then they will buy it. But if the color does not match it, like in real life, you know, you have a product and like when the customer receives it, it looks nothing like in the picture. Then they will be unhappy customers. They will leave bad reviews. And when you have bad reviews, this will influence other people's purchases as well. So like a lot of these things needs like careful thought, consideration, and like.
So what you think would be like a range of a budget to have like like you said, converting not the most like a decent converting like looking, and it can convert people, you know? What's the range of the budget that would you recommend?
I would recommend, I think like somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, I think.
How long does it take to make like an e-commerce website?
Like can be like between 3 to 6 months. Yeah, even up to a year. It can like you can be in development for up to a year. And the thing also with these kind of things is like usually development does not stop. There's like something that happens continuously. So you keep adding more features. You get like requests from customers. You know, there's something missing, or you see a competitor added like something unique, and then you're like, oh, maybe we need to like one up whatever they did. You know, so you keep adding and like upgrading things.
Okay, got it.
Like for instance, a lot of like for like sportswear or like for clothes, right? you would like measurements are very important, right? And like a lot of these businesses that do like sportswear or like clothes in general, they invest a lot of time in like giving like some accurate representation of like how the clothes will fit. And there's like new things being developed, like even as we speak, like people are like coming up with new ideas on how to showcase this. Like one of the like most innovative ways I think would be that you can like input your measurements of your body, and then a 3D model of your body would be like represented, and then they fit the clothes onto that, so you can see like in 3D how the clothes would fit on you. That would be like one of the most unique.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah, one of the most unique ways to represent.
I see some. I used to buy like glasses online on a website, and then they would like have a 3D. I don't know is it called 3D or not, but you have like open the camera, and then you could already see like
how the
glasses look on you.
It's like a Snapchat filter, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, like those are like this like very new. These things did not exist like 10 years ago. Or like even 5 years ago, like you could not do any of these things. But now, like technology keeps improving.
I see.
And also now, like with Apple also joining the augmented reality space, like more and more new ways of like showcasing things is gonna be possible.
I see.
Yeah.
I have another one. It's related to the online e-commerce website, maybe businesses. They say only online businesses require or need a website.
No, that's not true.
Why?
So even if you are an offline business, like a brick and mortar like store, people still will search for you online to find like where's your store located, like what do you sell, do you have like the items that the customer would want. So even if you're not gonna sell online, it's good to have a website still, because like people can research and like learn more about your business and what you do.
But for some organization, their purpose of like showing their work is only like how their progress is doing, just a little bit about their their story, and a few blogs and stuff. So
okay, let's imagine that you're a business and you want to like buy stuff from me as like it's a manufacturer or something, right? You want to buy stuff from me and you contact me with like an email or like a Gmail, right? Because you don't even have a domain, because you don't have a website, right?
Yeah.
So you contact me with a Gmail and you say you're from like XYZ business. So like I'm not sure if you're a legitimate business, so I'm like Google you.
I mean, you can also buy a domain, but you don't need to create a website, right?
And like it's still like, even if you don't, if you have a domain and you still don't have a website, for me I will still be skeptical. I can go and find your business on like a government database, like to see if you actually like a registered legitimate business. But even then, like if you have no like online like personality, or like your business is not registered online anywhere, it cannot find any like information about your business.
They're already like active on social media and stuff, but they just don't have a website because they think it's not necessary, because they don't have a lot of stuff to showcase.
I would say, okay, if you're active on social media or like any other platform, then it's fine because you have an online presence. The important thing is like if you have a business, you should have online presence. You should not have it, because it will make you less legitimate, for sure. It like kind of breaks your credibility as a business owner.
Okay.
Not having any online presence.
I hear people talking about this too. That one thing they talk about, like, okay, it's costly, right? That one thing, and then it says like, because after the like making a website, you need the cost of maintenance as well, right? So people also hesitate to like pay on maintenance, and then there's also this not motivate them to like creating a website, because they see as like what is it called, like a constant cost all around it. They think it's useless if they're not like an e-commerce that can generate sales through that.
Yeah, this is like the most important aspect that a lot of people or a lot of businesses they fail to comprehend. The website that you make, it should be useful. It should not be useless. So before you make a website, you should carefully consider what is the goal of this website, what is gonna do, how is this gonna help my business like accelerate, or how is this gonna help my business grow. If you can figure that out and then you go into making the website, it will not be like it will not be a sunk cost. It will not be like something that you feel like, oh, it's useless. I'm just wasting money on it.
What would you recommend for like a non-e-commerce website do to make use of their website, so that it's just not like information based, but how can you actually utilize the website?
So like there's like many different use cases for websites. It can be like a tool website, because if you're like a manufacturer, you can help people understand your manufacturing process, so they know like what you can make for them, and you can even go further and then like have users like customize whatever it is that they want you to create. Like if you make chairs, you give them like a chair builder kind of experience, then they can like make their own chairs on their website, so it like generates leads for you. And then if they make a chair and it looks nice for them, they can just submit it, and then you have a new client. And they don't need to buy it on the website, they can buy it like offline too, but like it will help you generate some leads. Something like that could be useful. Or if you're an organization that like collects a lot of data and like you sell data or stuff like that, you can create like interesting visuals. You can take all the data that you have in your Excel and you can convert it into like tables or like illustrations and stuff like that, and then you can display those things on your website like in a dynamic way, so people can see like the correlation between different data points. Stuff like those is like very useful, I think, and it will help your business. But if you're like, for instance, a data collection agency, and then you have a website and you just list, oh, this is the type of data that we collect, and like that's the whole website, it's useless. They put it on a pamphlet or put it on a flyer and then like have that. There's no point in making a website for that.
Yeah, I guess so. And also like the use case for one of our clients, but it's not implemented, right? But the one that you like propose to have a website as like their like recruitment platform.
Yeah. So we have a client that's like the focus of their website is for getting more employees. So like they outsource a lot of their people, and they want to grow, and during the growing stage, they want to utilize the website to gain more employees. So what we proposed was we create like a tool for them, because they have like a very specific CV template that they send out to like other businesses to like outsource their people. And the tool that we suggested was that we take in a CV from like an applicant, and then we convert it automatically to the template that they use. But the business did not want that, because they want people to invest the time and effort to recreate their CV in their template. So because they feel like this is like a sign that they will be invested in the company, and they will like spend their time and doing these kind of things. But the website would be useful if it has like a feature like this.
Because you spend a lot of money, like thousands and thousands of dollars on it, and if it's just using for like only storing information, and once in a while having people to look at it, then it's kind of be wasteful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is some of the ways that if you're looking to create a website, either for e-commerce or for your organization in general, then can consider what he's suggested. So I have another one. They say to create a high quality website, you need to hire a large team. Myth or fact? Agree to disagree.
I think myth. It's not a large team. Usually, even like when you go working with like a big like agency, they will like put like 3 people, or like they would put like 5 people, I think, at the most on like one website. So one website, like 5 developers working on it. Depends on like how huge the website is. I worked with a large organization and they had like maybe 100 developers working, like on their one website. But they all work in like different like areas of the website. So like it's a huge like website with like a lot of different like areas, and like they have applications, like integrations, and like a lot of different parts, right? So they have like a big team. But like even for instance Notion, they started with like a 10-15 people for Notion.
Like all developers?
Yeah, like no, not all developers. They have also designers, but this is also part of development, right? You also need to have like UX, UI designers and stuff like that as well. But I think like a team of 3 to 4 people is like you can already create like amazing stuff.
Can all designers? No, I mean developer can design.
No, cannot.
Why? Why it's not like taught in school already, or like it's a skill like you have to have both?
You don't need to have both. Like the coding part is not related to this is how the initial websites were actually set up. There was no styling in the first websites that were being created. Styling came in later, but like, and right now even like a lot of developers, they don't really pay attention too much to styling, more to functionality. They want like when they're making something, they want whatever they made, they want it to work, and they want it to work fast. That's usually the developers like goal. Like their mindset is I need it to work, and I need it to work fast, and like with minimal errors. When developers do stuff, that's the mentality they have. And when designers working on websites, usually they have like the mindset of like, oh, I need to think about how is this gonna look, how is this gonna convert, where is the user gonna look after, they see this, then they're gonna look into this. If they click on this, what's gonna happen? How is it gonna show up? Like what's the speed of like whatever like pop-up I'm gonna showcase and stuff. So there's more like the user experience people. Like these fields actually came into the like they started existing like later on in like the web development time. Like when I was studying, these kind of things were like starting to pop up.
So now it's like if you go to the develop school, no.
So okay, so like web design also like a very small like area of development. Besides web development, you have like application development and like infrastructure development, and like there's like so many different areas where coding is used. Like websites are like the lowest form of coding. You can like in coding you can actually like encode like things that happen on the hardware. So how your phone interacts with the hardware. So you have like chips inside of your phone, right? Like how you like communicate with the chips, how the chips communicate with each other. Like there's people that code that.
Yeah.
There's like application coding, like for applications on your MacBook or your Windows, like Excel, for instance. People program that. That's like not web development at all.
Oh, I need to cut you on this. Is it easier to create a website, to build a website, or to build an application?
A website for sure.
Why?
It's way more accessible, and like in my personal opinion, I don't know. I don't have like much experience building desktop applications. Mobile applications, I have some, but then again, I use frameworks that allow me to use my web knowledge to build native applications. So I use a framework, and on top, inside of that framework, I build applications. So I'm not coding in like the Swift language for iOS, or like the Android language like Kotlin for Android. So I'm using like frameworks.
Oh, I also want to ask you this. So go back a little bit on like the team, you're working as a team, right, to develop, and you said like so each individual can work on different part, right? So do they have to like code in the same language, or?
Yes.
It's a must.
It's not a must. So you can have like a backend and a frontend guy, and the backend and frontend guy, they don't need to code in the same language. They can code in different language. It's because the backend is. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But you can explain a bit more.
You should explain, like, so
I think the backend would be something that you cannot see when you normally go to the website.
Yeah.
It's the surface is where it's cute and nice and all of that, but the backend would be the functionality, how things work. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you have a website with a user login and stuff, like the login authentication and stuff, it would happen in the backend. You don't want to have happening on the front end because then like other people can access it. Right, so like things that you don't want people accessing, you do it in the back end because they cannot touch any of that stuff. They can only touch the things in the front end. But what you need both, and you need to have like a connection between both, because like when I interact with things on the on what you see on the website, then it needs to trigger something in the back end, and the back end needs to send something back. So like it updates, you know. So the backend guy and the front end guy, they don't need to code in the same language. It can be two different things.
But they need to like, you know, have a proper communication.
Yeah. It needs to be integrated. So like whatever the guy in the backend is doing, it also needs to like plug into the front end.
Okay.
And usually that's the job of the backend guy to help with the connection between that.
Okay.
But nowadays it's kind of all like mingling a bit now, because nowadays people are going into a more full stack like role, meaning they do back end and front end. So they do like both areas.
It's like you can do design and development as well, right?
No, this actually
I know, but like full stack is like back end and front end.
Yeah.
It's like a full set.
Yeah.
So
I think this will become like the next thing that companies will start looking for. It will be looking for someone that can do backend, front end, and also designing and like user experience.
Yeah, it's faster. The process will be faster. You don't have to delay.
The thing is, like when you put like too many things on one person, it can reduce quality. That's the issue. Because he needs to focus, like, okay, he needs to focus on performance, and like he needs to think about like minimal amount of bugs, so he will spend less time on like the design, because if he design it in like a certain way, maybe the performance is not gonna work, right? You know, like for me, I like to do 3D things on the web, but 3D on the web is very heavy on performance. So if I'm thinking like from a developer perspective and I want performance and minimal bugs, I will cut out all the 3D stuff of all my websites. You see? So sometimes when like all of these things are stacked on one person, it can reduce the quality actually. And the opposite can happen too, right? I'm doing the development and I focus on like the design or like the visual aspect of it, like focus on like the experience, right? So I spend less time on performance, I spend less time on security. And this can cause issues too, because if it's not secure, if it's not performant, the experience will also be lacking. Because if I click on something and I wait for like 5 seconds, I'm already out of the website.
Yeah, the attention span right now is so short right now.
Yeah, it needs to be fast. Anything you have on the websites or like in general, like social media and everything, if it's like takes too long, then.
Yeah, like they said, like the first 3 seconds, even for a video, the first 3 seconds has to hook the viewer already. So, I was also wondering, when you start developing, like maybe creating a website, let's say, you first think about the back end or the front end first?
First thing I think about is, okay, what is the purpose? That's like what I said, you know, what is the purpose of the website? That's the first thing I think about.
Okay.
And once we figure out the purpose, then I think, okay, I have my set of tools, so I don't need to think about like what front end I'm gonna do, what design, like what back end am I gonna do. So I don't really need to think about that too much. From design perspective, yeah, I think the first thing, because this is what the client usually will see as well. They don't touch the back end. Or backend functionality that much, you know. So I will work on the visuals with the clients and see like what kind of visuals can we utilize, what kind of things how can we make the website so the client is satisfied and also their customers are like happy with it as well. that's usually what we do. So like I would do competitor research and see like how their competitors created their websites, which websites work and which not, and stuff like that, and then see if we can like utilize or like incorporate some elements of that, and then like build on top of that.
Okay. I have the thing that I also want to ask you and I also want to share with you as well, or with the viewer as well. So okay, I'll ask you the question first, and then I'll share my experience, and you can answer, right? So the question is, it's not a question, but wanted to ask, can you share like a story that either you work with a client or your experience in development that is like, it's not pleasant for you, or it's a bad experience relating to development and stuff, right? So I want to share about this. I think I learned about, I'm not a developer, of course. So when my first job after university, I was working as an assistant, right? And then that company, they need a website, right? And then my boss told me, like, okay, you should start learning about UX, UI, or web development and stuff, because I'm going to be in charge to like talk with the developer. But back then, I have no idea what is what. I don't know what is a header, what is like homepage, or what a navigation. I don't understand all of those and that. So I took a short course on Coursera on the UX, UI thing and stuff. But I did not finish the course, but still I could get some idea, right?
Why did you not finish the course? That was too boring?
No, it's not, but they need to like make me complete some project and stuff to pass the exam and stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, they need to ask me to create a framework and like start building, like, using Figma and stuff. Okay, that's a lot of jobs, so I just learned some theory and then that's it. I did not do a lot of practical stuff. So I talked to, my boss hired a local developers, like a team of developer, to work on the website as a freelance. It's not in-house. I'm going in to help in. The website I already created, but it's like slow and costly, not costly, slow, because nobody's like in charge or anything, right? So he put it in, and then, oh my God, the first thing you see the website. I think I also show you, and you know what I'm talking about. It's like so bad, because I don't know how bad is their like development skill, but everything is like, let's say like the box of like button, the letter, like click here and stuff, let's say, it come out of the button, it's like bleed.
It's overflowing.
Yes, something like that. And then when you like size it, it's supposed to be responsive, right, on the web and on the
mobile
phone. Everything shifted and it's so crazy. And then another thing is a lot of like mistakes. The website is in English. I don't know how good or how bad is the English, but everything is a mistake. And I go to the Backend, I log in and stuff. Oh my God. Like I don't know how much. I think he paid.
The dashboard, you go into the dashboard.
Oh, something like that. But yeah, okay, the grammar and everything is incorrect. But the design and everything is so complicated. Like I feel like hiring them is make my life even worse.
So you could develop
I could have used, I could have like, because the function of the website, I think I remember, the reason he hired is because he want a custom quote, that you can like.
A custom quote tool, yeah.
Yes, but it's not like a constant, like instant quote thing. But you need to like request quote, and then us go to the back end and then assign the price and everything, and then send back. That's it. That's the only reason. But I mean, maybe that's the reason why that he cannot like use Wix or Squarespace. That's why he need to hire someone to build on that.
But it could have just been a form like that. They, it's just
yeah. That's what I'm trying to say too. Like, I could have make use of Wix or Squarespace and build something that looks nice and stuff, and then use a form on everything.
Yeah.
But also, on top of the form, okay, I'm giving credit to this too, because the quotation, it has like a tracking, like live tracking timeline. So like when you put in request, how is the product being made, which stage is on already, right? So that's the need. But now I think the website is not in use. I think when I go back, it still look the same. And I was working there for like 2 years and stuff, and nothing happened on that. Yeah, but I was really frustrated with developer and stuff. I think it's cost them like around 5,000 or something like that in total. But yeah, that's the experience. My first experience with that.
Yeah.
As a client, I think.
I think this happens a lot.
I think I understand from developer standpoint. I'm not talking about their skill, but talking about like their frustration because like waiting for the clients to feedback and we keep changing too. I feel sorry about this too because the task being assigned one to another one, right? So everybody like have different ideas and stuff and ask the developer, okay, change this, change that, change this and that. Yeah.
So I never had someone make a website for me. So
maybe experience working with a client.
So
that is difficult.
I mean, yeah, I have clients that's being difficult. Like, you know, I suggest some things and then they disagree, and then I try to convince them, but then it doesn't really work out. I redo it in the way that they want it. But eventually what happens is they realize that I was actually right, and then they come back and then ask me to do it how I initially did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you became cocky? Because the client came back to you?
No, I'm like, okay, but I already finished the project, so then they have to pay me again, so, you know, so I did what they asked me to do, but then they realized, like eventually they realized, oh, actually I was right.
Okay.
I don't know, like that's my experience.
Not the worst, but it's okay.
So communication is very important, right? And sometimes clients, they don't know how to explain their frustrations or explain what they want. So sometimes for me it's also difficult to understand, like what is the issue, like why they don't like it, or you know what I made they don't like. So I need to sometimes see like what they are clicking on and stuff.
Clicking on?
Yeah, or like how they are viewing. I had a client that would view the website in 20x percent.
20x?
25% zoom. So he would have
zoom out.
He would have zoomed out 25%, and he would be viewing the website like that. But like, who thinks of developing a website that is like zoomed out 25%? Right?
Maybe you
like
think it's gonna be like fit in different skin and like.
Yeah. So I know he has like a big he has like a very big like Microsoft screen thing. So maybe he wants to put it on that and stuff. But I don't see the point. Like, why does he need to put it on that? Like,
because he want to see, you know, how it's gonna look like.
But it's not a real life use case. Nobody at home or nobody.
But I think it would be better if we plug in the cable to the TV and then and then drag the website onto the TV so you can see, instead of like zoom out, So it like.
I'm not entirely sure why he like viewing it like that. I'm assuming that's what he wants, like on the big screen. That's what he wants. So like I did not understand what the issue was, because before he was saying like it's nice, and then like a week later he's like I don't like it at all. I'm like very confused, and then I eventually did figure out like it's like he's viewing it at 25%.
Oh my God. It's like.
So sometimes this communication.
I think it's not just about development though. It's something in general, like design and stuff too. Or you do some marketing stuff, content. You work with a client. If the client does not communicate properly to you, relay all the information he wants, sometimes the client kind of, I'm not blaming them, but they kind of forget to like talk about it to you. Sometimes they like talk to their team, but then they thought, they already talked to you. So they forgot about that. And then sometimes they already think in their head, and then they thought like, okay, they already spoke it out, but actually everything is in their head.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. It's.
I think this is some correct observation as well. I have experienced like similar things where, like, the client assumes that you are aligned with whatever they are saying. Like with whatever they are thinking, not whatever they are saying. But sometimes what they are saying is not what they are actually thinking. Like it's something different, and then it's our job, like we were kind of acting as consultants. It's our job to figure out like what is it that they actually want, and why do they want it. That's like the important thing.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing that we need to figure out. But Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I think we've been talking a lot about my myths and facts and stuff. I think it's time that I ask the juicy question that we've been keeping you all along to this point.
Okay.
The question is, what are the things you wish you knew about like web development or before you start web development, web app development?
Practice makes perfect.
What do you mean?
Is that saying that?
Yeah.
And like I think this is very.
That's what you wish you knew.
I think this is very true for development. I think the more things I do, the more like small projects or whatever, like the more things you do, the better you will get at it. So with development, you can learn a lot about it like online. You can watch a lot of videos about it. You watch a lot of tutorials about it. But until you start actually doing it, you will not learn. You will not be able to do it. You can learn about it. Like you can watch courses. You can go like amazing tools to get you started. Platforms like Free Code Camp that teach you how to code, and like they teach you like the basics and fundamentals and stuff like that. But until you actually start making things, you will not get good at it. And for me, when I first started, I made like one website and then I stopped developing anything. And like I don't do anything for like maybe 6-7 months, and then I do another one. And like this happened like a lot. So I felt like, oh, my skills are so bad. But I knew a lot of things. Like I know a lot about development because I see like all the videos and I read the articles and stuff. I have like these resources like that I go and I visit and I see, oh my God, they're making amazing websites. But I'm like, I can never make that. But I can. Like I just have to start doing it, and then I can make those kind of things.
Yeah, and that's yeah.
So like when I finally actually started developing and like I do like regularly, I'm like my skills like exponentially improved.
Is it a profitable industry?
It used to be, but now it's getting very competitive, especially now with like all the new AI tools and stuff. And like this happened like a couple times in the industry that there would be a company that says, oh, we utilizing artificial intelligence to build a perfect website for you. And this company, a company with this like mission or like vision or whatever, it existed like already I think 2 or 3 times before OpenAI. So it happened a couple times already, but every single time they failed. The company disappeared. They get like some traction, a lot of people interested in it, and then like they cannot deliver. And like whatever that makes, it's like a cookie cutter template, and then they just disappear. But now it might be different. I don't know. We'll see. There's still like Figma is trying to do it right now as a big company, and then.
But I heard something like they failed something's wrong.
Yeah. So Figma, they need to realign and readjust their AI models because they were also generating cookie cutter templates, so it was nothing unique. And then Vercel is also attempting to do something similar. They like have an AI that can generate like components. So they're also like integrating that. So it's becoming more and more competitive and like very difficult to stand out.
Okay, I have this question too. So we're talking about AI and stuff, like help with development or design and stuff. And then what if someone says, or a client comes to you and then they ask for a quote, right? And then you quote like, okay, $5,000 for this website. Right? And then the client says like, why it's like too expensive? Because you're actually using AI. I could have like buy an AI thing and then also hire someone cheap and make use of AI too. So how you say
it goes back to the like first thing I was talking about. If someone that does not know about like this industry, like creating websites and stuff, if you put them on it, they're gonna invest like a lot of time into learning it. So when you're hiring an agency, they already learned it. They know all about it. They already went through all that experience. So that's what you're actually paying for. If you hire someone that doesn't know anything about it and you say, oh, here is AI, make me a website, how do they know what to type into the AI? What are they gonna type in the chat chat like prompt, like how they gonna prompt it. They don't know. They don't even know how to type like SEO optimization. Like how they gonna know to type that? Or like, yeah, like you can say, oh, ChatGPT, how do I make a website? And then you go through and you read all of the things, and then it's gonna tell you need to buy a domain. And then you ask ChatGPT, what is a domain?
Okay, I guess you need to like finding someone not like completely not knowing how to develop.
Okay, someone that's knowledgeable. Yeah, you can hire someone knowledgeable, and you can give them AI to make a unique website for you. It's still gonna take them a lot of time, and they still not gonna focus on functionality of the website in regards of the purpose of the website. So because they don't have experience, they don't know like this is important part of like making websites, right? And then like the design might be lacking because AI right now, like, yeah, you can tell it to design things too and code in the design and stuff, but it's not gonna be amazing. And the issue right now also with OpenAI is there is a limitation on like how much, the more you talk with it, the stupider it gets, right? Because it cannot remember all the things
why though? Why they make it stupid?
No, it's not because it's stupid. There is a limitation on how much it can store in its memory. There is a hardware limitation right now. If you have unlimited money, you can put as much as you want into it. But OpenAI models right now, they like a lot of people use them, right? So they need to put limitation on how much memory the AI can have. So after a certain while, like it cannot remember whatever you did before. So like it's gonna get stupid, pretty much. So like at a certain point when you're developing a website, you will have like thousands of lines of code, and the AI cannot remember all of those lines. So like how are you gonna continue developing it if you don't know how to do it? If you know how to do it, then you can continue. You can have the baseline of the AI. It can generate you something. You take that baseline and then you work on top of that. You build, on top of that, you create new things. But without the knowledge, then you can still try to do it, and you will learn doing it, but you will like take way longer.
Yeah. The amount of time you spend is the cost.
Yeah.
We talk about this, right? I think in general, not about development, just like creative industry in general.
No.
Kind of not giving a lot of respect and value onto that, because some people that the lack of knowledge, they think it's like an easy job, like something that can be replaced by AI, something that is like can be bought easily and stuff, even though like because they could see like a lot of supply, and so like people that buying it and being, I don't know, devalue the industry. That's kind of sad though. So I guess we've been talking a lot about development in general. Also, Frankie also answered the most important question, which is the topic of today's podcast. Which was what? Practice makes perfect.
Oh, yeah, correct.
I think this is like applies to almost everything.
Okay.
Such a generic
Okay,
answer.
so you want me to give a more specific thing?
Like so I can code it and then put it on TikTok. Then it can be like.
Focus on the basics. Is also generic or what?
Focus on the basics.
Yeah.
What do you mean basic? Like the small thing?
No, basics and like mentality and like mentality, logic. Like there are many different coding languages, but almost all of them share like similar like mentality and like similar functions. If statements is like one of the almost every programming language have if statements. Without it, you cannot. What is an if statement? It's like if this thing is true, then do this. Yeah. So like you need to have like this kind of mentality. For loops is like another one. It's like to create a loop to go over elements, and then like if this element like inside of the for loop you put in if statements, and then if it's true you do this.
Let me know if you understand what he's talking about. Okay.
So basic, like the basics are like if you focus on that and you can like figure out like everything around that, then you can do a lot of stuff. Actually, the thing I wish I knew was that whatever I actually studied, it was gonna be like useless.
So what, you telling people not to go to school?
No, but like whatever I learned in like when I was studying the way of coding, literally the mindset actually of coding that I learned in school has been like reinvented. It's not in use anymore. So like.
But I mean, in school you learn the basic, you know.
The thing is the basics that they taught in school is not the basics now anymore.
And you cannot blame the school though.
No, it's true. I cannot. There was like a shift in like mentality. Yeah. So, but you need to keep up with it. So.
It's everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get in a creative industry world, a creative world, then you need to like keep up, keep running. You know.
Yeah.
Following.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think we can wrap it up right now. I've talked a lot, and I hope some of it was useful. I hope you got something from it, and let me know if you did get nothing from it, and it should improve.
Yeah. Or if you have any other suggestion or topics that we want us to talk about or to include in our podcast, you know, in the form of answering questions as well, please feel free to suggest some of those. Well, we would love to create contents that actually relevant and be useful for you guys. So feel free to suggest any topics you like, from design, development, marketing, content, all like creative world.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening or tuning in for this episode, and see you guys next episode.
Bye.